Digital Content Creators presents the Networking Roundtable discussion.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Everyone. Good morning, good
Jan.
evening, good night.
Eric,
Welcome.
how are you?
Okay, so guys, we'll just try and get rid of everyone's note takers as they come in. I think we mentioned this last time, but your worst nightmare is being stuck in a breakout room with just a bunch of note takers. Okay, so we want to avoid that. Christine is in the background, diligently getting rid of the AIs. Okay, thank you everyone for turning up on time. We'll just spend just one more minute, allow people to get in, get settled. All right, looks like we've got a good crowd already. Fantastic. Okay, let's start the session. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Just put your hands up and then I can see. All right, fantastic. So, for those of you who haven't come to one of our interactive roundtables before, we use an interactive presentation called Mentimeter. It's really fun and it allows us to make sure that you guys actually use your phone to participate and not be distracted. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your device, you're going to use your camera, and you're going to scan the QR code here. And then once you're in, if you can just give us a thumbs up, that lets me know that you are in the presentation and able to participate. Just give you some time to come in. Fantastic, 4 of you. If for whatever reason you don't have your phone on you, or if you prefer to use your laptop or your tablet, you can just go to www.menti.com and enter the code into a browser, and you'll have exactly the same experience. The code at the top and the QR code to get back in will be available throughout the presentation, so don't worry if you lose the link. Okay, guys, I want to see more of you in here. Only 5 of you so far. I'd expect to see more of you here. You can, if you're having any difficulties, I would like to invite you to use the chat, the normal Zoom chat as well. Okay. Only 5 of you. Anyone else coming in?
You see who's in there?
I can't see that. It's completely anonymous.
Wow. I wonder, it says
Love a
almost
good Menti.
Okay. All right, guys. What I'll do, actually, I'll show you how to go on menti.com. I think that'll be beneficial to everyone. So menti.com. Okay, and then I put in the code 6951 3036. Join, and then I go like this. Bang. Here I am. 7. All right. So, the topic today, as I'm sure you've seen already because you received our marketing emails, is the influencer is the message. So where are you all joining from, guys? So we like to see exactly where around the world everyone is joining from. Please, like I said, put in the Zoom chat as well. Where are you all joining from? Okay, fantastic. So we've got Indonesia. I don't remember Indonesia before yet. I think that's new. Fantastic. California, UK, New York. Okay, Southern California, fantastic. Belgium, absolutely. Okay. all over the world. So I was correct to basically at the beginning, I had an intuition that saying good morning was not sufficient. I had to. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Okay. So we all know how Mentimeter works. Now let's get a little bit of some market research. For this group of people, what platform are you most focused on to grow your brand, your business? Which is the platform you guys are most focused on? Okay, so we got LinkedIn and X. Yeah. As I imagined, Jan, is this what you would have thought as well? Be very LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Facebook is, and it's interesting that nobody has TikTok or YouTube on it. The places where you can really make money.
Okay. Okay, interesting. We can talk about that maybe later. Fantastic. Okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, so this is exactly what we'd expected. It's very much a LinkedIn an X skewed audience, which makes sense. Okay, what role best describes you? So are you a content creator, an influencer, an active follower, or a passive follower?
Does everybody understand what the
Harry,
Harry, why don't you
Harry,
everybody?
do you want to just define maybe what an
Yeah,
active follower, passive follower is? Thank you.
let's use LinkedIn. 1 billion accounts, but of those accounts, only half of them are active. The other half isn't. And active follower, a lot of people follow, but they're not active in a way that they react. No reactions, no comments, but it's an important group because you reach them. They will see your message, but they just don't react on anything you do. And if you go back to the number of people who are really active on LinkedIn, that number is only 10 million. And of that 10 million, only 3 million post every day, for instance. I'm one of those. I posted last year 1,100 posts. So I'm an active follower and I'm an influencer. I do both. Because the thing is, it's not an isolated role. You have part of everything, but there is always a dominancy in, for instance, being an influencer. And if you are an influencer, what the word actually says is that means you're an individual who is able to influence other people in their behavior.
What is the metrics?
The
beyond
metrics
just
of
posting daily?
I don't understand
The number you
question.
gave, so Harry, you
Yes.
gave a number at the beginning about the amount of people that post.
Yeah, so 3 million people on LinkedIn, they are daily active with posting. 3 million of the 1 billion accounts there are.
Okay, 3 million from 1 billion.
Yes.
So, thank you. All right, guys. So we got a lot of content creators, though. So this is what's really interesting to me. We're still very heavily skewed to people that are producing content, and yeah, so that's good. So we have kind of an act. They're the most active group, if that makes sense.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So meet your hosts, guys, for the roundtables. Jan, take it away.
Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm the founder of Digital Content Creators. I think this is an important roundtable for many reasons. I think it's more than what we've been doing before and just about AI and how it's going to change, although we'll touch that a little later, because if people think that AI has interfered with their life now or influenced their life now, wait till next year. So we'll talk a little bit more about that going forward. But Harry has come up with some really amazing statistics and a way of thinking of things that hasn't been thought of before. So I will let him explain it going forward.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, Harry, just before you jump in, Christine, want to introduce yourself?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Christine. I'm the project manager at DCC. So if you do need help in publishing, hi Dr. Scott. If you do need help in publishing, e-learning, and even content creation, do let me know and I'm happy to help.
Thank you. And I'm Evan. I present these roundtables and I help produce these roundtables for DCC, and I work operationally at DCC too. Our guest speaker today, Harry, you've already given us some value, but please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Harry Westbrook. I'm most of my life I'm in publishing, almost 45 years. And the last 2 years, I'm very active on LinkedIn as a social media influencer. I started 2 years ago with nothing. First year, I got 7,000 people. The second year, 8,000, 15,000. We are now in April, I have over 17,000 followers. And during the whole journey of doing it, I'm also a researcher. I'm also a professor at the university, and I like to read. I like to research, and I came to astonishing conclusions of how the economy of a social media network like LinkedIn is structured, and also the waste of capital, but more intelligent capital. You know, if you spend 2 hours creating a great post, you post it, it has a lifetime of only 90 minutes. If nothing happens, then the algorithm will put it in the fridge and it's over. And I was so irritated by that feeling that you work 2 hours for nothing that I started to think about, okay, let's go back into history. How can you make money with content? And if you go back into history, we started to make money with content, with books. And after books came magazines. And after magazines, and that is in the time we're living today, we had radio, we had television. And actually, I found an old book that I read when I was very young of Marshall McLuhan. And he came up in his first chapter, the medium is the message. When I was 20 years old, I didn't understand it at all. But today, if you say the medium is the message and you replace medium by influencer, and you read his book again, 1964, Understanding Media, The Extensions of Man, that is the title, then everything what he described in that book is applicable for influencers today. And that really it puzzled me. I'm busy with this every day. And then I met Jan, and Jan said to me, you should write a book.
Do the right thing for your people. Guys.
Sorry, guys, we just got an interruption. I think that was someone just leaving their mic on by accident. That's fine. So, Harry.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, I thought somebody had a question.
No, that's fine. Continue. So, Harry, can you just tell us what is, you've just given us what the medium
Yes.
is, but then, so what is the influencer is the message? What is this new
Well,
idea?
if you say the medium is the message, that is already awkward. How do you mean? You have a medium, there is a message. But if you replace it, and if you read the theory behind it, then you see that the medium is more important than the message. Today, the influencer is the medium and the message. It is his lifestyle. It is how he lives. If you post something, and I tested it, a post of a top influencer, 10 million followers, traction incredible. If I post the same post, nothing happens. So the difference of the efficiency of communications is not the message, is not the medium, but is the person who is behind it, because you identify yourself with that person. And then I started to analyze the influencers, looking at their posts. And in the end, I came to a conclusion is that nobody makes money on LinkedIn with direct sales.
No.
It is all gatherers for brand building, trying to get relationships and make business out of that. But why should you settle for that? Why are you not creating content where you can make your money drivers with the content on its own, and extra the relationships behind it? And that was actually the basic of the book what I just published in cooperation with Jan. One book sold is direct income. If you sell 1,000 books, and nobody makes money. But if you publish a book, you can start making money directly. But you don't have to think within the medium itself. You have to go outside of the medium. If you want to make money, then you have to publish a book and it starts immediately. And maybe not 100 millions per day, but your effort of creating your content will be rewarded by some income. Jan?
So there are a lot of authors in this group, and they all want to write books.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
you're
that's okay.
talking about a specific type of book, and the
Yes.
content is not just any content, it's content that's created for social media,
For my followers.
for your followers, not for
It
the
is
love
a
of writing-
service.
not for
It's
the love of
yeah.
writing a book.
Yeah, I got a lot of reactions of people said, hey, that's strange. You're talking about the post. I never saw that post. And it is because the algorithm decides who's going to see your post in their feed, yes or no. Jan, you were in magazine distribution. It is like I distribute 100,000 magazines and I get 90,000 back, and they even never saw the shop.
Yeah.
And that is with social media the same thing. I
Exactly
create a
the same.
post, I send it out to 17,000 people, and I have 300 impressions. And 90-minute lifetime. After 90 minutes, it's gone. So if you preserve it, and if you are able to capture your posts, you put them in a book, they will live forever. There are books 2,000 years old, still very active, readable. And that is the magic what is actually happening here, and we are not done. It's not. This is one book. We have 10 books in the pipeline of people who saw what I was doing, saying, "Hey, but you only have 17,000 influencers, and you publish a book. I can do that. I have 50,000 followers."
So there's another end to this. There's an altruistic end, and then there's a giving end, because you've arranged it in cohort. Maybe we want to change the slides and see what his whole theory is about the cohorts and how their influence is enhanced by being in a cohort. Maybe that will help a little bit.
Let me give you another example. If you look a show on television with a host, and that is Jan is the host, and the next time you look and there is no host, it is like the audience who wants to consume my content is not served properly. It is like a lottery. You get it on your feed or you don't get it on your feed, but you don't decide as the sender of the message if somebody gets it in the feed. It is the algorithm. And you cannot, sometimes I post, I have 10,000 impressions and a lot of traction. And it is a post where I'm playing with my cat, explaining them how I love my cat. Well, if I want to share valuable information regarding the business, regarding building relationships, and it's too much text, and my video is not attractive enough, then I get only 300 impressions. So it is the medium, being in this case the platform, doesn't fulfill the needs of the content creators / influencers, but more important, it doesn't serve the need for the followers to see what the person they are following is telling them. They want to have his information specifically. So in the end, what happens now, people scan as quick as they can, and this is from him. Up, they look. So the medium is actually very old-fashioned and is not customer-friendly. You can circumvent it, not by using the medium itself, but using other media besides it. So your followers can order your book and can see your 100 best posts. And they can click on it with an active link on the ebook, They can use the QR code and they are directly connected with your post, with the video, with the text. It is entertaining, it is informative, and now it's not the algorithm that chooses what you want to read. It is you yourself. It is your QR code with your cell phone, or you click on the link and you see what you want to see. Imagine you have that of 50 influencers. That is what Jan is calling the cohorts. So we have cohorts in countries and we have cohorts based on subject. Innovation and technology. What if you can buy a book of 10 top influencers who cover that subject? You buy the books, you take your phone, QR code, you see all the information as much as you want. Now you have to scroll through all the posts on your feed, and then and you click, and by coincidence, oh yeah, that's a nice one, and this is a nice one. So, and that is what publishing 3.0 implies. It's a connection with Web 3.0, where the ownership of the communication is not determined by the platform itself, but determined by the users and the service providers or the creators. And that is the future. I'll predict you that in the form we know social media today, like Facebook, like LinkedIn, that will disappear because it is not viable. How long, Evan, if you would be active posting on LinkedIn, how long do you stay on posting without results? How long?
It's very common for people just to give up. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It is seldom that somebody can reach 10,000 followers. Seldom that happens.
So
It is seldom that somebody posts every day. I'm a pensioner. I can post every day what I want, and I love it. Yeah, but I want to have results. I want to reach my followers. I have 17,000 followers. I don't have, and I only have 300 impressions with the most important post I wrote in my life. While another post regarding the relationship between a dog and a kitten reaches 100,000 impressions. And I want to settle that.
You're preaching to the choir here, I think.
Yeah, the market and the economics are all screwed. So, guys, so now that we've kind of set the stage for publishing 3.0, seems to not be working, but let's, in our first breakout session in groups, let's kind of get clear on what our goals are. So, what is your main goal when creating your social media content? Is it personal branding? Is it leads and sales? Monetizing your posts, as Harry taught you, monetizing the posts themselves, thought leadership, or something else? So kind of like discussing what your goals are and maybe articulating that. That's what we'd like to do in our first breakout. What I'm going to do, just so you know as well, guys, on the Mentimeter, it's still available, so you can see the question. It's still going to be available on your device when you go into the breakout room. Let me just create the breakout rooms right now. We'll put you into groups of 4s. Just check on the left. We've got one, so we've got Jan's Fathom note taker. So we've got one note taker, which is our own note taker, which we'll release into the wild. All right. Fantastic. What we'll do is we are going to give you 9 minutes. And you should be able to see this in the top right, guys. There's like a little countdown on Zoom. Sometimes you need to kind of like move the mouse up, and you'll see a little countdown of the time in the room. And then you'll have 60 seconds to wrap up. So if you're in the middle of explaining something, you do not have to immediately leave the room after 9 minutes. You've got 60 seconds to close out the conversation. Okay, so your 9 minutes starts now. Have fun.
Yeah, Eric, me and the authors, whoever was the author.
That was a lively
would
group.
distribute.
So
Hello.
why
Welcome
not use
back.
Book Vault where you don't have to pay the shipping to receive it and then the shipping to send it out and just have them do it one time?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting combination, everybody. Everybody has their own theories. It's really a fascinating conversation topic.
It is.
Malcolm, I
Okay.
like your theory, though. I don't know. I've never been in corporate, so I don't know how that works.
Well, I would say that
That's
in
good.
every corporate office, there is a sign on the wall says, just because you're not paranoid doesn't mean there's not somebody out to get you. But the point I was making was about using LinkedIn, as a networking thing to find employment. In this day and age, people are not very attuned to introducing superstars into their companies or wherever, that when there's a next layoff, they may have introduced somebody that is much a better performer than them and they get kicked out. So a lot of it is fear. And apart from that, it's just following the leaders of these large companies and echoing and liking their postings, in a hope to get noticed or just be in that same universe as that, that influencer.
That never occurred to me something like that would be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
on
So-
LinkedIn.
I drink a lot of coffee and I always have a beer in the evening. So maybe my thoughts go in
Is
a
that a
different way.
conspiracy theory, you mean?
Well said, Malcolm.
All right, guys, let's get into the next breakout. So, how satisfied are you with the results of your social media activities? Is the algorithm working in your favor? So, guys, how satisfied are you? I'm going to recreate the groups. I'm going to randomize. Now, guys, it means random. That means that you can be with the same person again. Okay, just to be clear. All right, I've got the groups. And same time, it's going to be... actually, I'm going to reduce it slightly because of time. I'm going to make it 8 minutes and then a 60-second countdown. Just give us a little bit more time at the end. Okay, there we go. So, guys, how satisfied are you? Enjoy. Hey, Bill, welcome back.
Yeah. How's it going?
Right. Good, good. Do you guys, is that your group back early?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
It is.
So,
He had to
and
sign
then-
off, we were just finishing up anyway.
okay, cool. Awesome. The rooms are closing now anyway, so everyone's coming back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so are you satisfied? Let's just get Harry, in your room, are people satisfied?
No. No. We covered a couple of issues, and for me, the conclusion is that if you cannot rely on the game of chance called social media platform. And a lot of people, they are looking also for alternatives, like what I'm doing now with Jan with the books and a magazine. Other people say, yeah, but I use email, and so there is a big discontent about how things work, and also the unpredictable character of the algorithm, and everybody's struggling with it by definition. So there must, the problem is identified. Now, what is the right solution?
Absolutely. Fantastic. So guys, now we have an opportunity, just the last 3 minutes actually now, just get some questions from the audience that we can ask Harry in particular, but also anyone who's on the panel, me.
Anybody who's out there who has an answer to any questions.
I just look forward to us having an effective platform to really build some community. I think that'll be a nice step.
Let me try, Bill.
WhatsApp.
Let me try. Let me see. Let's see how this works. All right.
Yep.
I mean, we were invited to do it. Not everybody was invited to do it, so we'll see. We can, and I'll be happy to have everybody's reaction. I didn't mean to say I wouldn't. We were such limited in time. We have 60 minutes and Evan is like a slave driver. He cracks that whip and 2 o'clock we're stopping.
All right, so on that, guys, we've got this first question. I already have a book. How can I be an influencer? That's for you, Harry.
Yeah, well, if you have a book, that depends on what target group. What do you want to do with it? An influencer is somebody who is involved with a followers network. And I meet a lot of people who say, yeah, I always wanted to write a book, and can you do a book? And then I ask them, okay, so how many followers do you have and how often do you post on LinkedIn? Well, I have 244 followers and I post once in the 3 months. I said, well, then you cannot do it. Being an influencer is hard work. You have to be on top of it. You have to invest time. I spend 2-3 hours a day only doing this, working on my posts, going to groups, experiment what I'm doing. It is not a hobby. If you really want to become an influencer, then you have to behave as an influencer and you have to put time in it. And you have to do your research. And you have to you know, it is, I also lecture at universities, marketing and communication, and I see a lot of intelligent people with this question. I said, did you really forgot everything what you've learned? Focus on your target group. See what your message is. Try to see how you can create attraction. Do your research. You know, it is like social media has no background in theoretical systems, but it has. The principles are exactly the same.
Fantastic, Harry. Last question. How many months does it take to publish a book using this new system, Harry?
1 month.
Fantastic. That quick?
Yes.
1. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Scott, go.
See you guys.
Oh, you're saying goodbye. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready for a question. Okay. All right, Scott. Take care. Well, guys.
Guys,
Okay.
thanks everybody for joining.